There are two panels in Flexitive that are used for animations. The animation panel on the left side is the animation effects panel, and the animation panel on the right side is the animation frames panel. To add animations, tap the animation icon on the right-hand navigation panel. Then tap Start Animating. When you tap Start Animating, the animation effects panel on the left side will open, with the frame tab selected, and an animation frame will be added in the animation frames panel. As soon as you create your first animation frame, Flexitive automatically hides all elements on the canvas so that you can choose which elements to animate in. We can tell an element is set to hide because of the gray hide text will show in the upper right-hand corner of each element. And in the Layers panel, the animation icon with a green line through it also indicates the element is hidden from the current animation frame. Now we have a single animation frame, and on this frame, all of my elements are hidden. To add an animation, select an element, go to the Animation Effects panel, and select Show. Once you have selected Show, the gray text in the upper right-hand corner of the element disappears. The default state when you select Show is no animation. You can keep the default show state for elements that should always be visible, like the background or elements that you want to appear instantly on a frame. You can preview animations by pressing the play button to the right of the animation name. There are lots of animations to choose from, and new animations are being added all the time. Make sure the green background is selected, then apply the fade in animation. You will see fade in the upper right hand corner. Then select the coffee beans image and apply the fade in animation. You will see fade in the upper right hand corner. In the Animation Frames panel, I will add a delay of 0.5 seconds, which will delay the start of the next animation frame by half a second. I'll also change the duration of the first animation frame from 1 second to 2 seconds, which will slow down the speed of the animation so that it takes 2 seconds to complete. To add a second animation frame, tap the Add button at the top of the Animation Frames panel. The green highlight on a frame shows what frame you're currently on. We will animate the coffee cup by selecting it, and from the Animation Effects panel, apply the slide in from the right animation. You will see in the upper right-hand corner of the coffee cup the word slide in and an arrow that shows the direction that it's animating from. To build more complex animation sequences without the hassle of a full animation timeline, only show frame objects can be used in tandem with the Layers panel. Think of only show frame objects as a toggle that lets you split each animation frame into 3 parts: elements that are coming into the canvas, elements that are visible on the canvas, and elements that are going out of the canvas. When I toggle only show frame objects on, you'll see that coming in and visible are on by default. When I toggle visible off, you'll see everything but the cup element disappear. This is because the cup is coming into this frame, and when the visible toggle is on, all the elements that are currently visible but are not animating will appear. Add in another animation frame by tapping the Add button at the top of the Animation Frames panel. Now that you're on animation frame 3, select the bean and apply the fade in from the left animation. From the Animation Effects panel, you will see fade in the upper left hand corner of the logo. Select the text box and apply the fade in from the left animation. You will see fade in the upper right hand corner of the text box. Add in another animation frame. Now that you're on animation frame 4, select the Call to Action button. Apply the slide in from the bottom animation from the Animation Effects panel. You will see slide in the upper right hand corner of the Call to Action button. You can also add animations that work when the user hovers over an element either with a mouse or by touching and holding on a touchscreen. Hover animations can be found under the Animation Effects panel in the Other tab. Select the Call to Action button's rectangle shape and select Bounce In from the Hover Effects drop-down. Now when I preview this creative and hover or roll over the call to action, you'll see the call to action bounce. Animations can be looped 1, 2, or 3 times or loop continuously. The total time the animation plays for is indicated above the animation frame beside times. You can upload any image to be used as a replay button. Here, I'll drag this replay button image onto the last animation frame. Make sure that the replay button element is selected, and in the Animation Effects panel's Other tab, toggle Set as Replay to On. Now when I preview this creative and wait for the animation sequence to finish, click the replay button and watch the whole creative start from the first frame. When creative is exported with Flexitive, it is exported with an automatically generated backup image that will be displayed if a device doesn't support HTML5. That backup image is generated from the final frame of the creative. So if frame 4 is the final frame when the creative is exported, the backup image will be frame 4, after all the animations in frame 4 have finished. You can visit the Flexitive knowledge base at support.flexitive.com, or you can speak with us directly by emailing us at support@flexitive.com.